call a meeting to order and do the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That was fun.
I'm sorry, you guys.
All good?
You're good.
Like the first meeting I didn't like you for.
Okay, can I get a approval of the agenda?
I approve.
A second.
All in favor?
It's a giant agenda. I don't know.
The approval of minutes from last meeting.
We don't have.
We
it this
don't
time.
have. And then treasurer's report,
Table those?
Yep.
and then the treasurer's report will table too, because she says she doesn't have an updated one from the last meeting. And then director update, if you have anything.
Nothing really to update yet. I think, well, no, I'll put it under basketball.
Okay.
So nothing to report at this time.
Okay, old business, and we're gonna, the tree lighting.
So we're gonna start tonight with the tree lighting in regards to the old business, because we have that coming up. It's usually always been the first Saturday of the month, but we're doing it the second Saturday of the month this year. We actually have Susan here from the church, because the church has offered to come in and help us as well this year. Giving us a space, especially with their brand-new kitchen. So we wanted to kind of finalize a couple of the ideas of what we had, what we wanted to do, what we wanted it to look like. And I also need to get from you guys, we have a budget of 600 that we can work on using to help make sure that we have everything that we need, whether we want more decorations or what. And I can, before we jump in too hard, I can give you, we have the fire department on board, they know when it is. Santa should be there at 5, they'll bring Santa over here for 5:30. The Santa that we have is not the same Santa, because I couldn't remember who exactly it was.
It's Santa.
Nor could I find the contact information.
Oh, so do you have a different Santa?
I have a different Santa.
There's only one Santa though.
Do you know who the old Santa was?
Oh, yeah, I know where he lives. I know all of him, I can't remember his name right now. but-
Okay, so you're,
Chris Kringle.
maybe,
It would be, I would suggest at least making sure he doesn't want to do that, he's done it every year, so.
well, that's what I was,
James, I forget.
Yeah, he lives right down the
Angela, something like that?
I can find out real quick.
yeah. Please? Because I'm going crazy. Yep, because I still don't have it there. So
The
we've got
event's from
that.
4 to 7, correct?
Huh?
The event will be from 4 to
Yep.
7?
Events 4 to 7.
What time on Friday are we meeting here to set up?
I think everybody said 3:30 is what they wanted to try.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
I'll be here between 3:30 and 4.
Okay.
So setup is Friday, but at 3:30-ish. The tree, I have talked with Jake. Jake is going to put the lights on it again. I didn't even notice. Is the tree still out there or is the tree out here?
James Batchelor. You're right.
Can we get his, well, I'll have to see if we have his number someplace.
Jen's got it.
Okay.
He's not living in town anymore, but we still think it'd be a good idea at least to call.
Yeah, I know last year there was a lot going on, so, okay, I'll give him a buzz, just to make sure. And then, what else? Yep, sorry, we got the tree donation, from Kim again this year. I didn't even notice, is it still over there or is it over here now?
One out front.
Okay, so they're supposed to be moving it from there to there because they accidentally put it in the wrong spot.
Okay.
And then Jake is going to, Liston is going to string the lights on it again for us this year. We have the Girl Scouts that are going to be doing ornaments again for it. So they'll help decorate the tree. And then other than that, I think that's all I have in that portion. Oh, we have, Kate is going to be doing our photography.
Okay, cool.
So our same photographer that we have,
Nolan Denham.
yep, because our original photographer that's always on it is unavailable that day.
Now, the $600 budget, is that going towards like food and stuff like that? Like,
It's whatever we need for that day.
and you said you had, last year and years prior, it was, what group did the hot chocolate and the,
It was only last year that, it was the Lions Club that did the hot chocolate and
so do
that.
we have them again or
I
no?
have not been able to get in touch with them yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm working on trying to figure out where my contact went for that.
Yeah, 'cause that was a nice touch to have, like.
Yeah,
We're willing to supply the fire ring and manage that as part of, our offering.
yep,
So having that, I thought the hot chocolate outside would be really
yes.
nice.
We'll find a way that even if they don't come.
Yeah.
We'll find a way to still be able to set up like a little spot right there for them hot chocolate and that. I kind of thought maybe do some s'mores or something out there. Or is that too messy? Is that too messy for Santa pictures?
Maybe. Perhaps.
Well, if they get theirs done first and then go have it, that should be fine.
So last year we found that 4 to 7, it was actually like 4 to 6:30, I think, was the real sweet time, wasn't it? Like that last half hour kind of died out.
I don't remember.
Oh, that's right, boys were sick last year. So
Yeah,
that
I think
last,
you're right though. I was here till towards the end.
that last half hour kind of died out. But we found that doing it earlier, let the little kids come in.
Yeah.
And kind of do all of the activities, and then they got to see Santa, they did the carols, then they went, like, saw the tree lighting, went and saw Santa, and then they were able to go home, and then the older kids were able to come in. So that actually worked out really well. Did the church have any, like, activities or something that they
Yeah,
had
we're gonna do a
planned?
couple crafts in the fellowship hall. We're gonna offer, snacks, some baked good popcorn balls, I think we're even gonna do juice boxes again, or some kind of a drink, offer them a different drink than hot chocolate. And, of course, pictures with Santa by the tree in, the sanctuary. And then we were gonna set up a nice little area for the story time, right?
Yep, and I forgot, Jen Goodwin from the school librarian, is going to come read.
Great. So I just need to know, like, the time frame. Like, is she just doing ongoing stories, like, as the kids come in? So we'll create the space and a place for her to sit down and do the story and whatnot. So I just was trying to just check in with you, so it'll just be ongoing. And then the crafts will just be ongoing, and they can funnel in and funnel out, and
Yeah, I didn't know if we wanted to, do we want to do the story time ongoing, or do we want to do the story time like?
Scheduled time.
Scheduled.
That's kind of what I was thinking, that way.
It's kind of crappy to ask someone just to be available for 2 hours to read. I don't know if that's crappy or not. I wouldn't want to be on the hook to just randomly.
Like 5
And I did ask her, and she said she didn't care, she'd do either one.
or 5:30 might be a good sweet spot for that.
So do,
Actually, what time was Santa?
should we
Santa's
do
at
like,
5:30, right?
yes, should we do 5 o'clock and then do 6 o'clock and 6:30, maybe?
Well, Santa's 5 to 5:30,
So,
so,
well, Santa will get here at 5:30.
oh, 5:30, okay.
So
cool.
if we do 5 o'clock and then
Yeah.
do 6 and 6:30, that'll give the 3 reading groups?
Yeah, that works.
That'd be good? Or should we do 4:35 because we start at 4?
Yeah, 4:30.
Okay.
We're gonna do 4:30 instead of 5?
4:30, 5 o'clock, 6, and 6:30.
For reading time?
Yep. So she'll have 4 reading sessions, but that'll also give her, I mean, that gives the entire hour too. So the book will only take about 10, 15 minutes to go through. And then she'll be able to roam herself between those 2 times.
Does the church want to solicit the community or the rec for donations of any sort? Like, how do you guys operate it? Like, are you taking care of everything and just?
yeah, we're taking care of everything. It's our contribution. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we don't need any of the, I mean, unless you guys wanna, you have extra decorations and you wanna spill it over into the fellowship hall or something, or outside or whatever, that's fine. But we're gonna be supplying the, the drinks and the snacks, and so don't worry about it, we've got
I was
it.
gonna say, if you wanted to put out this and for us to help, but
Yeah,
what's
I
up?
appreciate it, yeah, I'll let the folks know that are volunteering that night if they need, yeah, I'll let them know.
So and I said Terry was doing the caroling again, right?
Yeah, I just asked if she would do it,
Yeah.
she said yes, she just said she has to slip out a little early.
Yeah, that's fine.
Assuming she's just gonna show up and
Well,
do
you-
her thing, I have no idea.
Yeah, I was gonna say, usually she comes and she does it just for, like, she would do a little bit in that prior.
Yeah.
And then she does it when Santa gets here.
Oh,
And then they
perfect.
usually call it good.
Yeah.
Unless there's a group that's interested, then she can, because she last year she went and she tried to see if she had a group of kids, and that way they would do it when Santa got there. And then, the idea was also if we had the fire ring, that maybe they would go over by the fire ring and
Right.
sing a little bit,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? The pictures with Santa, so he arrives at 5:30, and does he like mill around a little bit and then head over to his spot? Because I wasn't there, I'm sorry.
Yep, nope, so he comes over, when he gets here, and he goes right to the tree, and they light the tree.
Yep,
And then he goes straight into the hall, into your,
So the photos will be in the
Area.
hall this year, because last year they were outside, right?
no, they were in the church.
Were they? I thought they were like right over here.
No, they were in the church, but we couldn't go further into the church because they were
gotcha.
doing the full kitchen
Gotcha.
yeah, it was a little, yeah, we were under renovation last year, so no worries there. Okay, so after he does the tree lighting, he'll head into the church. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
and
And then
then,
we'll have the little setup for him.
yes.
Yeah, okay, great. And then was that ongoing too, or is that just?
The pictures were just for as long as the
Just sits
kids.
there for the whole time, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect, I think that's it. So the fire ring outside, the crafts and the snacks inside, the story time, pictures with Santa, yeah. We couldn't really make the movie thing work.
That's
With
okay.
our space and whatnot, we just didn't have
That's
the,
okay.
yeah.
Does anybody have a little tree that they're not using?
Like how little,
Like just a decorative tree for in here?
like a,
Like one that we can put in the floor someplace?
oh, I don't have.
I was hoping I
I mean,
won
like
one.
little.
Because I won the
like,
Traeger grill at the Sanford thing.
You what?
The Sanford tree thing that they had, I won the Traeger smoker. So I was hoping I was gonna win like a little tree with it, but it didn't come with the tree.
You mean like on the floor, standing tree?
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Oh, no. I have
Or-
a big one, it's
Tabletop.
about that.
Or on the little circle table that's usually over there, just to kind of have something.
I can, it's about that big, I have one.
Well, either that, or we can decide if we want to use some of that money to buy a smaller
I have one
one.
in the basement that probably goes up to here,
That you're not using though?
I believe so.
Or would you rather us?
We're definitely not using it, I don't know if it's in show shape or not, so.
I can just plan on buying one from Walmart with, we've got the money in the budget.
Sorry.
Are you putting up lights like outside anywhere besides obviously the Christmas tree? but-
Just the tree was gonna be the biggest thing, unless we can find some good things to be able to use to like, maybe mark an area, but I don't really have any other lights.
Yeah. Okay.
Texting you right now about it.
We're gonna try to put lights over our door, 'cause it'll be dark by
4:30.
4:30, yeah.
Sorry.
I know, it'll be dark, basically. But, yeah, okay,
Okay.
we'll make it work.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, so are you doing crafts in here too, or no?
We usually do, yeah. Usually we do the cookie decorating,
Right,
and then we try to do some sort of craft in here as well.
okay,
So just something that will, like, if we know what kind of craft you're doing, we'll try to do something different.
yeah. We're gonna actually, as part of their, they're gonna make snowman out of these bags.
Oh, nice.
And then they could put their treats in there if they want, and then we're gonna do another craft, which we have a couple of ideas floating around, but it's probably couple different ornaments for.
Okay, there's
they can bring
ornaments.
home. Yeah. So,
Okay, we'll have to figure out something. Usually we do an ornament.
usually, yeah, well, ornaments are kind of a big craft for
They are.
Christmas
Right.
time. Yeah,
Okay. So we can try to figure out what we'd like to do.
I might have an answer by the end of this meeting.
Okay, that's fine. Any other ideas on something else we can do for a craft in here?
So I remember Carissa did stuff last year.
Yeah, I gotta ask her where all that stuff is, because I don't know where it is. Because she has it all.
If she wants to do it again, I can reach out to her now and be like, hey, I know
You can see if she wants to.
The Hobby Lobby right now has like the pre-cut out foam where it just sticks together too. For like a craft, like it'd be easy for the kids to be
Oh.
able to do it. And it's 50% off right now.
Oh, sweet, okay.
So I don't know if we want to check that, I don't know if it's something.
Maximize that budget.
Well, that's
Right,
exactly
But the thing
it.
is too, it'd be easier, then we wouldn't have to supply like glue, scissors and all that too. It's all in one.
Yeah.
So,
Sweet.
Yeah, because other than that, I was just thinking like the little wood cutouts or the little ceramics, like, you can go to the dollar store, the $1.25 store, sorry. And they've got the ceramic ornaments, they've got 2 ceramic ornaments per thing, but it's paint.
Would cutting snowflakes be too much work? Like with paper?
Are you gonna sit at that?
No. Just throw it out there.
trying to avoid the scissors.
Yeah.
Did you like how I
Yeah. Oh, if you wanna do it, go ahead.
I mean, by all means.
Okay, do we
Okay,
need,
so are you guys okay if I go and I look for, I messaged Hannaford, and I'm waiting for a response for them to see about cookie donations, and frosting. I'm gonna also message Walmart, and I'm going to message Shaw's to see if they can do anything.
What if what about Franny's Donuts, or is that do we not want?
They have been so understaffed.
Yeah.
That they haven't had the capability of being able to donate large amounts to anybody lately.
Okay.
So I didn't want to make them feel like they've got the burden, because otherwise if they could donate some of the little donuts and that for us to have
Yeah.
it would be absolutely amazing. Or even if we bought some, just to kind of have as one of our snack options.
Yep.
Because the next thing we need to do, we need to figure out what we want to do for food. Because last year, I know Hope and John did stuff, you did stuff. We did all the bake stuff, we did crock pot stuff, and
Would it be housed at the church?
it would be either one. As of right now, we'll have one craft in here and we'll have
Something,
cookies in here.
okay.
So
So you're talking hot food?
what do we want to do? Do we want to do regular hot food like we did last year, where it was some stuff in some crock pots? Or do we want to just do just random finger stuff?
How did it go over last year? Did everyone
Oh, it went awesome.
tear into it?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I ate anything last year.
Most of the stuff was gone.
I think Hope and John would do another thing.
You think they would?
They just won't be here to babysit it, or they might, I don't know.
Yeah, because the bread that Hope did was amazing.
We can do meatballs again, that's easy recipe.
Okay.
Me or Jen can make that, so if we wanna do similar to last year,
I've had those meatballs.
yeah.
Mamma mia.
Yeah, those are good.
Where did you have that set up in here?
Yeah, we had it right here. We had a table right across right there.
Okay.
And then, but it's completely, we can do that in the church or we can do it over here.
Yeah.
Just because you have the big kitchen.
Right, yeah, I could ask. I
Okay, so we'll plan on it going here unless when you talk to them, they're game
Open
for
to
doing
it,
it over there.
yeah.
Because you had the big kitchen and a lot of sit-down space.
Yep,
Because if that's the case, then we'll do something small over in here, like we would do the hot chocolate and we would do
Yep.
coffee and little donuts or something over here so that it gives them something still to pick on.
yep. How many crock pots were you guys had going, or
Oh, gosh.
food? This,
Two volunteered, and we can get a lot more.
What's the amount of food that would have to be made? How many people do we expect?
He did a big crock pot, but that big crock pot was gone within the first 45 minutes, I would
You
say.
gotta do 4 crock pots too.
We could do crock pots worth, I could probably do,
The other thing that we had done was we had reached out to the winners from the Crock Fest
Oh, yeah. That's a good
good
idea.
idea.
and had them, asked if they were interested in, making a,
Do you know who they were this year? You got them?
Quinn was again.
Okay.
Was for the chowder, I think.
And they'll,
And I don't know who won the chili.
was it Jen? Did you say?
I don't know. She won it last year.
I thought I saw her on Facebook with the winner again, but maybe, I don't know.
I don't remember. Do you remember who won? Either of you?
You talking about the chili contest?
Yeah.
yeah.
The lady from, Iron Millis?
Oh, okay.
Iris,
Oh, Amy?
So she won the chili?
the former chef for the,
And-
It was-
And then
it was Amy.
Quinn, the gardeners won the chowder?
I don't know who won the chowder, I know the chili thing, because a friend of mine was in the chili contest.
Okay, so we can reach out to them.
the girl from Iris, is that the former chef for Wakefield?
No, the owner.
Yeah, I'm not sure who she is.
It's Amy and I forget the last name.
I know the daughter.
We're already tentatively up to 4 or 5, let's just
Okay.
phone a friend and see what we can get informally and communicate over
How many
red
people
email.
you guys figure it's gonna show up?
Oh, God. Sorry, that probably wasn't right to say. I'm so bad.
Say, oh Jesus.
That's still not good. This is TJ. Oh, my. Well, last year we had, 125 or was it 150 cookies or something like that? And pretty much all of them went.
Was it take one?
How many
person?
people do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, I can eat 3 or 4 cookies, so.
I know.
I told them that, I thought pretty
I,
And it was raining too.
it was rainy last year, it had cleared out to do the tree lighting itself, and then it would start drizzling in that in the middle,
You figure you could have 100 people.
at least, yeah.
Over 100, yeah.
Yeah, because we had a lot of other
I would
towns.
suggest, if you're gonna do crock pots, stuff like that, meatballs, mini weenies there.
Yeah, those worked really good.
Small stuff, snack, stuff
Yep.
like that there.
That's exactly
Some
what-
finger sandwiches. You know, what I would, you've got $600 of money to spend, right?
Yes,
Mo's?
And, you know.
No.
Lowe's.
These little mini sandwiches.
no,
So, you know, you could have,
50
Hannaford or whoever make up a bunch of those little sandwich trays. You know, I mean, I don't, you said you were looking for donations, but I think to make this, you've got the funds to do it. I would just order the stuff and do it, you
Okay.
know, and make it easy. But finger food.
yeah, that's
A
good.
lot of finger food.
Figure some chips, and last year we also had the
Veggies or
vegetables.
something,
Yeah,
you know?
we did, we had the veggie platters.
Well, you can have adults, you know?
Can we put together a list then of finger foods we wanna do
Yeah.
with a budget and like Hannaford and maybe Mo's? Mo's does a nice little assortment.
Yeah, the Mo's, we get those for work sometimes, they're like,
I'll have to look at the
Big six
price wise, because otherwise, because Hannaford's, their finger sandwiches are pretty good too.
Okay.
Walmart does you can buy those humongous giant sandwiches.
Yeah.
Chop, 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 chop.
same
And
for
it might
Mo's.
make it easier if I'm just doing one location to get everything.
Okay. So,
It says-
do you wanna put out something to rec email, like our wish list?
Yeah,
And then we'll,
will do. Because if there's anything that anybody wants to do, the mini weenies,
I could do it, we'll have to drop it off to somebody Saturday to bring, because I won't be here.
you can drop it off to me or whatever, that's fine. Do the mini weenies, we'll do chips, meatballs, some finger sandwiches,
so other than food, what else would the budget be spent on?
decorations.
Okay.
So last year we had the lights for the tree. I said I wanted to get one more strand of those lights,
Okay.
as long as everybody was okay with that.
Walmart trip?
Yeah, it'd just be a Walmart trip, because I've got the tax exempt information for it too. And then, I was wondering about everybody's thoughts on getting a couple of the blow-up
Oh, like
type
the inflatable
situations.
things,
The inflatables that you can plug in.
the
So
Christmas
you could use, you know.
yard decorations.
Yes, stuff, it's all repeat stuff, so,
I was gonna suggest, too, if there's a way to save some of the budget, and at the end of the Christmas season, buy lights, cause they're dirt cheap.
Right.
And like those, even the decorations, but like, I don't know if we'll have enough left over at the end, but.
well, we should have, I mean, if we decided that we wanted to wait and just use the decorations that we have this year already, and maybe we just use half of the budget or something, well, the food could cost a lot of the budget.
Yeah, it's gonna, it's
I
gonna,
wouldn't figure you're gonna be spending much more than $300 on the food. I mean, really, if you have people donating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
300, you should have some left over for decorations.
So if we can, because theoretically, we have 800 in the budget, because 200 was supposed to go to the electrician, but we don't need the electrician again, because we have Jake doing it. So that saves,
You're
huh?
talking about for the bucket truck.
Yeah, the 200 would have been for, Craig to come out with the bucket truck and his time and everything. But Jake does it, he's a tree monkey, so he does it pretty good.
A ladder or something.
He does it with a ladder or the back of his truck. He's insured, so we're good.
Good.
He's insured.
You won't make it as clear on TV, you know?
No, he's impressive to watch work, so that works out well. So yeah, we can send out, we'll do an email back and forth with different ideas for food wise. I can CC you in that email.
Yeah, I do, and then I can find out if, you know, obviously it makes sense to have the hot food or whatever in the one spot, and then, you know.
And maybe we can get some like wood ornaments or something that we can use, and like just use markers and crayons or something on them, not the paint. But if,
Making station? Is that what-
yeah, if Carissa's good, if you talk with her, if she's good for coming and doing the bookmarks again, because I know that really got Jordan out there.
I'm talking to her right now.
Okay, that would be pretty cool if she wants to come, because last year, Jordan she had the craft section.
Yeah.
Basically, it was, this U just flipped this way.
Yeah.
And she had, bookmarks that she made, and then she laminated it right then and there for all the kids.
Cool,
And then she had all of the little ornament things around that so the kids could come over and do a complete decoration thing.
Yeah.
And then that was just one big cookie area. So I need tablecloths. That just reminded me.
And do you have like bowls and utensils and stuff for the chili and all that stuff?
I'll grab what we have out of the snack shack.
Oh.
And then we'll buy more stuff. We should have plenty of plates. but need,
Oh, we're gonna have to grab a little extra.
no, well, I think I've got 2 big stacks like this of paper plates. So, but yeah, I'll probably get some of the little plates and then,
So do you know exactly what we have for decorations?
we had some of the tinsel garlands, we had some lights that we had in here, we had the big lights for out there. And I think that was really it. We didn't have a little tree, we didn't have,
Okay.
so if we want to, and we wanna just spend what we have to for like the food and that this year, we can do that, and then at the end of the season, we can go out and try to replenish stuff for next year.
Yeah, because I work in Portsmouth. I don't mind hitting up Michael's. Like last year it was like 80-90% off. I got like really nice lights for nothing.
Yeah, and being in Portsmouth, you don't have to have, yeah,
Yeah, so I could just pop in and be like, hey, what do you think of this?
yeah.
I have a question for you. Does it have lights on it?
Yes.
Okay.
If Jen gets back to me in the next 10 minutes, I'll have an answer whether it's available or not.
Well, I was figuring.
Well, we can post on,
we.
we can also post on Facebook, because there's a lot of people that are getting rid of their trees, that I'm sure,
Not only trees, but like the blow up things you're talking about. There might be people that have some that are willing to donate them for the event.
yeah, I'll make a post about that. Is that okay?
I can, I have somebody that I know that works at Lowe's. I can see if we can get a discount or donated any of those beforehand, see if we can get any.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a post still, but yeah, check in that way, because we've got a week.
Yeah.
And we're gonna put on the schedule for next year, the date that we want. So that it's all pre-planned and we
It's
don't,
booked well in advance.
well, it works out because I have a craft fair Saturday, so, sorry. Just saying. So I think other than that, does that sound pretty good for everybody?
Yeah, that works.
Do you have any questions or concerns with it?
No, I think,
Okay.
no, I think it's well laid out, and just, yeah, I'll keep you informed about the kitchen, using it for the hot foods.
Yeah.
You, because it's all your stuff, I mean,
Yeah, we all volunteer stuff and that, but yeah, because otherwise we just set a table up right here and then we can figure out, I gotta get in touch with the Lions Club again. Because last year, they were doing the, oh, this is my brain being nice to me. What were they raising funds for last year? The Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Oh, yeah.
So they were trying to get to be able to grant 2 wishes, because there's 7,000 a wish. So they had their donation jar and everything out here, which was pretty cool.
That's nice, yeah.
All right, perfect. So I'll send out an email later and I'll include you in it.
Okay, sweet.
That way we'll all go back and forth to finalize what we have for
Last
food.
thing on everything with the stations and stuff, remember last year they talked about a vigil or something they do every year for somebody? Roy brought it up. Do we do that every year, or how does that?
They didn't actually do it every year.
Okay. Are they doing that again this year? Do we need to reach out to whoever to set it up?
It was just us that did it last year.
Okay.
Was
'Cause
it
it
because it
was-
was a special anniversary date or something?
No, it was, so the whole story behind it, when it was originally started, was when this gentleman had passed away because he had leukemia, I believe. So he had passed away a few weeks prior to Christmas, so it was a hard Christmas for the family. So because they were huge into baking and all of that, they decided to throw an entire town event instead in his memory.
Oh, nice.
So they started doing it, and then they passed it off, when they moved out of the town and that, they passed it off to, I believe, Terry, who continued to do it for a while, and then that got passed off to the rec. So, yeah, it's a good one for kind of, last year we had, which I'd love to see if Carissa still has it. Otherwise I can get another one and we can start fresh, I guess. We had a tree skirt. And everybody would write something like, if you have a loved one that's not able to be with us this year, you could write like a little in remembrance type
Right,
thing,
yeah.
So
and
is
we'd
that-
put it on.
Do we want to do that again?
I would love to do that again.
Okay, let me ask Carissa and then I'll get back.
Yeah, if Carissa doesn't have one, let me know and I'll figure something out. Even if it's just we were debating if we wanted to do a tablecloth, if we wanted to do a tree skirt, or what we wanted to do.
Some kind of a memorial.
Something
for
that,
the-
yeah, we could end up making like pieces and we could hang it up every Christmas. You know, we could put some stuff on the walls or whatnot so that it stayed during the Christmas season, and then we took it down with all of our decorations,
Yeah, yeah.
so that the town would get to see it. I hope that's okay.
Okay. Are we good on the tree lighting?
I think we're good on the tree lighting otherwise.
All right, I will sign off then, thanks.
Thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely.
I have on there basketball.
Okay. Basketball, we've got 95 kids doing basketball this
That's
year.
crazy.
Minus the ones that I'm missing their forms, so it could be closer to 100. So we have a large group that's doing it. Our first and second grade group, I had talked with Coach Tucker, and we are going to try to schedule a few games here and there, but we're not going to do mega games with them because there are so many games, or so many kids already, that they have basically like 4
that's
teams
great.
within. So they're going to just do their own thing, mostly during practices. But we are going to get a couple games here and there as well into that. Our 3-4, we've got 3 teams, 5-6, we've got 2 teams, then we've got our 7-8 boys. I do want to reach out to all coaches, and make sure that during practice, I would like that door for the gym, I would like that shut. That way you know more if your kids are staying in there or not. We had a little bit of an issue where a kid went missing.
Really?
He was found. And we want to,
What age level?
for a second.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that they're not vanishing away.
Randomly walking around.
I know with the cheer group, we have this, that they're in the cafeteria with us. They do not leave the cafeteria without first coming up to either me or one of the other coaches to make sure it's okay to even go out to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then they're not to leave the cafeteria until we see their parent.
I don't mind that because I've seen kids be like, oh, my mom's not here yet, but she's gonna call me, or my dad's on his
Yeah.
way, and I'm like, okay, well, you can't just go outside and wait for him at
So-
midnight.
So I'd like all coaches, and I'll send out a coach text, in a dish or two. I'd like all coaches to reach out to their teams, just to let them know, your kid is not coming out until you pop into the gym to let me know that you're here.
Yeah,
That way we don't have to worry about any lost kid situations, we don't
Yeah.
have to worry about
I'm down with that.
anything happening, because
Better
that's the
safe than
last thing.
sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you get permission to sign off Game Changer?
Not yet.
Okay.
I haven't made it, there was no meeting the first one, and then yesterday's meeting was already gonna be long enough, so
Right.
I didn't wanna bring that, so I'm gonna try to put myself on the agenda for next week.
Okay.
So we'll get to look into that, because that would be awesome to be able to have the app. Other than that, I have a meeting on Thursday, because I know everybody's been wondering about the schedule. I have a meeting on Thursday with a few other towns. I believe there's Buxton, Hollis, Waterboro, Alfred, I think, Lyman, and another one.
Wolfboro?
No, Wolfboro, we've already got scheduled games
Oh,
with.
sweet.
I'm gonna go with Sam.
Yeah.
It's at 12, and I'll be back in time for middle school.
Yeah, so where he's pretty much the go-to for a lot of it.
The
I had asked
liaison.
if, yeah, I had asked, because they are gonna talk about, how we divvy up for our games. And if they look at me like I've been shot in the forehead,
And TJ's like, I got
then
this.
it probably wouldn't be that great, so I figured having somebody that actually does all of the
That's
sports.
next Thursday?
Yeah,
And my proposal was she's reaching out to them beforehand
Yeah.
and saying, look, do you have any semblance of a schedule whatsoever? Hit us with it.
Yeah,
If they
like
don't, we're gonna bring them a schedule that's proposed. It's much easier just to move pieces around than it is to just create
Or-
from scratch, and we only have like an hour left.
Or, on the flip side, that's a lot of towns, so if they're just beating around the bush, be like, okay, well, we got other towns that don't
Well,
wanna
that's-
work with us,
That's,
yeah.
that's how we're gonna handle it.
That's how we're gonna handle it.
We're gonna walk in, if they give us nothing, which they have so far, we're gonna go, here's our proposed schedule. Throw it up on a whiteboard, I don't know how we're gonna do it yet.
I don't know.
Everyone representing your town, if you can't make this, tell us. Work with us. Tell us what you want, what you don't want, and hopefully we can bang it out.
Where
in
are
an
you guys
hour,
meeting at?
And we can put out a schedule the next day.
Waterboro.
So, and everyone's going there?
Yeah, but I'm gonna have literally an hour and then I'm gonna have to jet because it's at noon. So if I leave there at 1, it's about 45 minutes from the house, so I can get back for the
We don't
bus.
have time to walk in and be like, all right, so
So I'm gonna,
Monday the 7th, what's everyone think? Like, that's not how it's.
Have you, did you give them a precursor, like, hey?
I'm
this is
going
gonna-
to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be shooting them an email
Give them, like, a
tonight
heads
when
up,
things
like,
calm down.
hey, this has to be right on point when we get there.
I'm also trying right now to be able to join via Zoom,
Yeah,
because if I can join via Zoom, then he's gonna join that way too, just so that we don't have to jet out again, we can
Yeah.
actually stay for longer. But yeah, I wanna be able to find out, what days work for everybody, what days don't work for everybody, like throw in what days you can and can't do, and then have an idea of what we would be looking for.
yeah.
And I don't even care, like, I'll throw in, I already know what I'm looking for. I'm not worried about, I need 3 3-4s and 2 5-6 games every week. That's all I care about. But know that by doing this, half of them are going to be away, half of them will be home,
We have
wherever they
siblings, we
go.
have to like, yeah.
Yep, they'll have
So
siblings,
question up
but
front, was there any hard no's for travel for 3, 4?
we only
and
had
5, 6?
2 kids that said no,
For 3, 4 and
for
5,
3
6?
4,
Okay.
none for 5 6.
And we're not gonna schedule them, or what's the deal?
Nope, it's only 2 kids, so the ones that said no, either mom and dad will be on
Carpooling.
board and do it, or they're just gonna miss the away games.
Miss the game or, okay, cool.
Are you able to text later who those are? So if they're on our team, we can look out ride sharing or something?
Yeah, I can look on I have to, my laptop, I
So
didn't
if it's
realize
an
was
issue, it's just
dead.
like we can't make it, like
Yeah.
then we could figure something out maybe, but.
Other than that, we're still, we need to hash this really quick.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sponsors. What is your guys' take for sponsors? Because I'd like to get sponsors still, to be able to help cover some of the stuff, because honestly, that many trophies or whatnot at the end of the season, because we've also got, 40 cheerleaders too on top of this. So at the end of the season, that's going to be much more than what we were expecting for the end of season stuff.
Do we need to do a trophy for every kid as opposed to just a certificate? Because, I mean, I guess they have trophies for every season.
That's what I used to do.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of parents that came back that said that they really wanted to have some sort of medal for their child.
Yeah.
So,
The
because we
medals
did,
are probably a little
Are
cheaper,
the
right?
metal's cheaper?
no, the same price,
Same price.
Do trophy then.
same price. So, trying to figure out that. But I would like to do sponsors, but my idea for doing a sponsor is because I'd like to also be able to provide these kids with undershirts.
Yeah.
So maybe the sponsorship fees can go towards the undershirts and towards basically, point blank, I would say that it's going to be supplied to assist during this season. And your name would be shared multiple times, so every time I post on Facebook because I would like.
Courtesy of.
Yeah, I would like pictures of every game.
Yep.
Maybe even some videos or whatnot. I would post in courtesy, this team was playing this,
Yep.
sponsorship courtesy by so-and-so. That way their name got out every time their kids, the team that they were around was able to get.
Yeah.
So any sponsors that we had would get posted every time. And then also, I was almost thinking, do we do like a flag like I did for, the soccer tournament? And have that hanging up on our gym wall every time we have a
Fine, would
game.
be a good idea. No matter the-
We could.
You
Because
said
those are,
undershirt, right? So under the jersey?
Like a
Yeah.
warm-up kind of thing?
Okay.
so they'd have like the sleeves and that.
Well, short sleeve, hopefully. Right?
I can do short sleeves. I know for the cheers, we need to do long sleeve.
I don't see kids wearing long sleeves in basketball
Yeah.
games, but
Well-
just putting that on your radar.
Whatever we wanted to do.
Tank tops.
I was just thinking of doing something for them.
Right, yeah, I'd go
I'm
more
good with
t-shirt
any
than
idea.
a,
We can just do a t-shirt then. And if we do a t-shirt, then I can just do the t-shirts at home. Unless we're thinking of
Can you do
like
like,
Spanx.
can you do the t-shirts that say Acton across, like full chest, like Acton? That'd be cool.
I can do the shirts however we want them to
It's gonna
be.
be an undershirt, so it's gonna be under the jersey.
Yeah.
Well, no, this will be, it's either a regular t-shirt or the fitted shirts. The regular t-shirts I already have.
Okay.
I just have to get vinyl and I have to do them all. Because we had done them, remember they had like soccer in their name?
Yeah.
I see those shirts all the time at the school and I love it.
Cool.
I absolutely love it.
I'd say the sky's the limit. However, like, pitch
Okay.
it to the sponsors, and if they're good with it, they're the ones paying for it, so.
What do we want to put as the sponsor fee?
$1 million.
Whatever works, 150, 200.
Yeah, I don't know what the cost of goods is, so it's kind of hard to.
I don't have any numbers or sense of what the numbers are, so whatever makes sense.
So the three, so.
Because it would be based off of how much the materials cost, right? And you're probably not charging for time, I'd imagine, if you're making the shirts.
I
So
don't-
it's just
yeah, I
cost
don't-
of materials.
Yeah, I don't charge for time if I
Yeah,
do.
so if you could get the cost of materials, then we can like send that out and then,
We've already got the,
oh, you do?
we already have a bunch
Oh, cool.
of, like if it's
Yeah,
the
Ann probably has
regular,
a whole spreadsheet.
regular t-shirts, we have.
Okay, cool.
Cause they're the same ones, I don't know if you, the boy.
Yeah. Soccer cone, soccer decks, yeah.
The same shirts.
All right, cool.
Times,
And are we at 7?
We're at 7, yeah, but we gotta roll up
Okay.
because I gotta pick up decks.
yeah. So we're looking at probably close to $500 just for trophies this year.
Typically back in the day when I sponsored, it was like $250, something like that.
Okay.
So, I don't think most businesses would have an issue, with something in that general area. I would have an issue with it.
Do you think that they would be okay, like if we, said, say 250 each? What is your thought as a business owner? If you were told that every time we post anything in regards to that sport, we're going to tag your company and thank your company again. At the beginning of games, we're going to thank your companies for
Yeah,
sponsoring.
I mean, I think all we want to see was like DW in the hat or whatever, or, baseball, or, they had little banners they used to put on the backstop up there at the baseball field.
He's thinking permanence of some
You
sort.
know, down the school, I don't know how you do it down there for basketball season, but
Permanence is great if it's something that's like, they're gonna continue to be a sponsor.
Well, but the thing is too, is he's saying like a banner, you were talking about like what we did for soccer and made that, and it had all our sponsors on it.
Mhm. Did you see what I did for soccer? For the tournament?
yeah.
So was that-
What are you talking about?
It was that big flag, and I put all of the sponsors right on that flag.
Did you make it?
I made it.
Okay, cool.
Do that, I guess.
Just something so it got out of there, because the problem is we don't have anything that they're going to wear that's going to be able to put
I understand.
a sponsor, because like baseball's easy because it's a hat, but we could do
But
socks.
like I was saying, I don't know if you can work with the school or not, but, I don't know if there'd be an issue with them hanging the sponsors on the wall for that season,
Oh, yeah.
a banner. I think it would, I think a sponsor would be more apt to donate, most of them will anyways. Like me, I'll donate it as long as I know it's going towards something.
Yeah,
But they also do it, they want to be able to see their name on the wall.
yes.
Some people do anyways.
Well,
So,
if we do, especially right now too, if I can talk to Mr. Ross tomorrow to see if he's okay with us putting
Yeah.
one of those big flags on there with all of the sponsors and saying like Acton Rec basketball sponsors.
I'm already emailing him tonight about something. I'll ask him tonight and CC you on it.
I've got a meeting with him tomorrow.
All right, I'll-
And then I can do another one for cheer, because we're gonna have, separate sponsors for them too, but we can put on the sponsorship form.
So when you're talking about a sponsor, are you gonna be asking the sponsors for basketball only? Are you gonna do a sponsor for?
Like a seasonal kind of sponsorship thing, or are we doing
I'd
like,
almost kinda like to do it for all of them,
So-
make it easier, because our cheer, but the problem is we've got two separate cheers. We've got our regular cheer that is basketball cheer, so they do the cheer program at the same time with basketball. And then we've got our competition cheer that started the beginning of the month, and they go through April.
We've been doing seasonal sport for our sponsors, I think.
Well, I know, but now it's coming into,
Everybody does seasonal, everybody
Okay.
does. Like myself, I played baseball, basketball, I'm more apt to sponsor those than to sponsor soccer.
Right.
oh, come on,
so would it be,
I don't know if you were asking that.
America's game.
I've sponsored soccer, I did the.
Yeah, we saw your sign at the shed. Yeah, were you asking a question if we did per sport? Is that what you were asking?
I think you'd be better off doing that.
I think that's what.
That's
we-
kind of-
I think what you wanna do, I myself wouldn't want my name just added on with somebody else,
Right.
okay? People wanna say, hey, look, DW, I'll use somebody else,
Yeah.
some other company, Joe Schmo, okay? He's got his own stuff, okay? Those individuals, the company donated, okay?
Yeah.
Singles out. You start clumping them together,
I agree.
kind of just doesn't really do it for anybody.
That's how we've been.
And certain business owners might not like jive, they might not,
No, there you go.
I don't wanna be seen with that guy, yeah.
Geez, you got me with that Asian company with a word,
So like you said, maybe you have daughters and you only care about competition and cheer and that's what you want to rep. So I think we're all on the same page.
And I think at the same time, You just don't wanna go get a bunch of them, okay?
Yeah.
Number one thing, what you wanna do is you wanna rotate through, okay? You wanna, go through the directory, and that's my suggestion, is first go through the Acton directory of businesses. Hit Acton first. You really wanna have the community involvement, okay?
Well, I've had a couple of them reaching out to me asking about sponsorship, so I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
That's
I
great.
mean, but try to use the people in town so that they can be involved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's, we don't want, and it is fine, Danny, if you're gonna get them from Sanford or wherever, but I think you wanna try to get the business owners from your town to, so they can be part of it.
Okay,
And if there's a way to keep an active log year after year or season after season of like, hey, you sponsored last year, would you be interested in start with them?
And that's the thing too, is, go back through, give them first opportunity to do so.
Yeah, right.
okay.
You don't wanna make them feel like, hey, what the
We
hell?
got what we needed out of you, now screw it.
Yeah, now we're going to the next,
So-
next record, right?
So David, do you want to sponsor?
But,
Iron
when I
Tails,
say 250, I'm at 150.
the Iron Tails basketball team.
Sorry. So would you be okay if we took our regular sponsorship form that we have, the form that's already been in play, and just use it, we can say for basketball or for cheerleading, and just put, instead of saying, like, we can put that will be used for accomplishment during this season. Well, I'm trying to figure out better wording, but it will be the money will be used to help assist funding for the season.
What you wanna do is, if you're
Night.
gonna start going out there and getting sponsors, obviously, what's the next sport coming up?
Baseball,
Baseball.
which we gotta figure out.
Because you're already into the basketball season now.
We're into it, we haven't started games in that.
Yeah, but you've already got teams established, everything's pretty much, so going and get sponsors for basketball now is kinda tough when you're already into the season, you know what I mean?
So then technically it would be competition cheer,
Yeah, I guess.
because that's just starting and the comps don't start until January.
Yeah. One thing that always irritated me was when they asked for a donation, and then before you know it, you give them a donation, and the sport had already started. Okay? That doesn't really jive, you know?
Yeah.
So what you want to be doing is making sure that if you're going to be doing baseball, you should be doing it now.
I agree with that, but at the same time, like if we could get the shirts or whatever we're doing, whatever kind of gear we're doing to represent the company in time, then it would be okay, but I mean,
The problem with doing sponsorships prior to the seasons is we don't know how many kids we're gonna have. So we don't know how many, well, that kind of tells us we don't know how many sponsors we're gonna need.
What you do, you should have an average of what you've had for the last couple of years.
Yep, and that's why,
Okay?
well, for last,
Having an extra sponsor ain't gonna kill anybody.
no,
Okay, so, and you already have funds anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you're starting from zero, the sponsor's already bonus, right?
yep,
So, but every sponsor you get for the next season coming up should be done prior to.
okay.
That way the banners are already pre-made, everything is done, 'cause you know how it is, trying to get those banners made, they don't get made tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Usually a couple, 3 weeks or whatever, they get around to it.
Depends.
So that's why I'm saying, you should be doing at least 2 months ahead on each sport when you're doing the
yeah,
sponsor.
I agree with that.
So,
So you get your banners done, everything ahead of schedule, and just do your average on what you had last year, add 10% of that number, they'll give you your idea of what you're gonna have, and then go get your sponsors.
so I think right now we're trying to figure out, because theoretically, basketball games most likely aren't gonna start until beginning of January. So while we've been practicing, we haven't had anybody else come in. So we're kind of trying to figure out, because I'd like to get some sponsors for basketball still.
If you're not gonna have any games, you've only had practices, there's no games at all, I wouldn't have an issue if you started right now,
Yes,
trying to get some sponsors, but you wanna make sure the first game that comes has sponsors on the wall.
okay, we can do that. Now, are you okay with us using the sponsor form that we've had last
I
year?
have to take a look at it.
Well, it's the same, it's
I know,
the
but
same form that's been out, okay.
I'll take a look, I'm sure, do you have one here?
Of course I don't, why would I?
No, but I mean.
Oh, actually.
What does it do?
Hold on,
We have it on our.
I'm sure I've seen it, I just,
We have it on our.
I'm gonna have to head out pretty soon.
I'm grabbing it right now. Yeah, and when you leave, we have to end. Because we don't have enough
'Cause I
people.
gotta get home and change and get ready for basketball.
So this was,
I'll come.
okay, thank you, because I'm not gonna be able to walk. So we would have to change, that it wouldn't be, the names wouldn't be on the uniform, and we would have to put like on a banner or something. Because right there, that gives them the spot to put if they have a,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just wait on the uniform. Yeah, you just change that out to banner. You know, you could also ask, if you, like baseball, are you planning on doing any hats or anything like that?
yeah, we always do hats.
Okay, so what you'll have to do is you'll have to change that for each sport you do. You know, I mean, even basketball, you guys, when you do your uniforms, you reuse them over and over. So
Yeah.
that's not what you're doing. See, we didn't do that. We always, you know, the uniform had,
Well, that's what we were trying to figure out,
yeah.
but we're a little bit late in the season to doing it now. So that's what we'd like to
why
do.
I'm saying, if you do your sponsors, like I'm telling you, you do it a couple months ahead, okay? The sponsor would love to see their name somewhere on a jersey or on a hat, okay? And they're willing to pay for that. Most of them will.
And that's where we've got to, because I tried to have all of our teams done well in advance before, but we have a lot of laggers. So it's trying to figure out, you know, getting those people to actually sign up, because we'll have a whole bunch of them that will come that last day. And then I'll probably get another 10 or 15 messages, hey, can we still sign up a week later? It's like, ah.
You know, but you know that, right?
Yes and no, but the problem is I'd want to be able to order uniforms and that before we would start everything, because of the time frame that it could take, especially when you get in those
It's
seasons.
just easier for you just to, you know, put active record on each one, and fine, it might be the way to go. As long as you got banners or something showing that, the appreciation for the sponsor, I don't think there'd be any issue with that. Baseball's nice because you can just order a bunch of hats. And, you know, I still got some line up on the wall.
We, like 2 meetings ago, we had gone through what our plan was for each sport, and we were in the middle of finalizing that. So it was hats for baseball.
Yep.
It was the banner. It was, we were deciding on basketball, warm-ups, like a shirt to go over for warm-ups, or a banner again. The cheer was warm-ups as well. So we're processing and thinking about this too.
Yep, it's just the pricing in that for warm-ups and that is
Yeah,
pretty
everything's
expensive.
gone up pretty.
I think it's like $60 a set.
What's the most appropriate avenue to,
Have you thought of, instead of doing, because you were just talking about trophies and medals and all that,
yeah.
maybe going some different route, like shirts?
That's what we did, because I have the shirts.
But people
That's what
wanted
we-
the trophies and
People
medals.
wanted the trophies
People,
back.
After a couple of years of doing the rec, they started just piling their shirts in the drawers. And
But it's the same thing with the trophies. But they say they like hanging the trophies on the wall.
But
Really hang a shirt over.
I guess so.
Trophy, you know?
I'm gonna have to roll out. I gotta
started
go home
like 2
still.
years
to get my
ago,
kids and
that
stuff.
was
Yep,
like how
we're gonna have to
business
wrap it
was
up.
done. And then we had a few people ask about trophies. We switched over to trophies just to try it, and the feedback was so overwhelmingly good that we're like, okay, let's stick with trophies for now. I know it's kind of expensive and a pain in the ass, but
Well, I was just thinking, instead of having something just gonna sit on the wall, something you can wear and do whatever, you know?
that was the mindset and why most people were behind the shirts. But then I think you do rec for 8 years straight, and then you do 3 sports for the rec, baseball, basketball, soccer, and you get 3 shirts a year. Like, parents were starting to get feedback of like,
They would rather hang their trophies and medals
just
and
throw the
that.
shirts out. My kid loved the trophy. He hadn't had one before, so I guess there's some newness factor to it as well. Maybe in 10 years, we revisit the discussion, we're like, no one wants trophies anymore.
Yep, so it's constantly trying to figure out. But, okay, so I'll change that over to banner for all 3. And we'll keep cheer and basketball together.
Pending
The sign
Russell.
slash banner, because, you know, that way there, you know, if you up at the rec field there, you know, I mean, a banner is something, you know, they're thinking of this big wide thing, you know, sign, just a little sign or something like that.
And I'll say also that their name will be expressed multiple times. They'll be tagged on Facebook, so they'll get that publication. And they'll also be thanked at games and that for sponsoring. Okay. The only last thing I have is, do we separate competition cheer from all of it, or do we leave competition cheer in the same?
For sponsor?
When we're looking at sponsors, because that one's almost like a season of its own, it's 6 months.
I don't know anything about cheating.
I don't know, I really gotta get out of here though.
This month, we might as well separate it.
Okay. Well then quickly, everybody okay with separating competition cheer from everything else?
Yes.
If you say so.
Okay, so we'll do for 2 different things for sponsors then. Okay, and I will be posting out to see if we can get some sponsors.
Anything else?
We'll have to move on to the, submitting the policy next,
Yep,
Yeah,
next
we'll
meeting.
table that
So next
next
Friday, right?
I think Jen sent a text.
Or
out
no,
to all of
we're
us
not,
that-
We're not.
meeting next Friday. We have to figure out what day we want.
For our next meeting?
Yes, really, really quick, guys.
I'll just let you know, if you guys schedule and you want your liaison here, I don't do Fridays.
Okay.
My wife, I have to take my wife out on Fridays, so.
I don't blame her.
I plan
That's a great requirement.
Right?
Will you do Tuesdays?
Date night starts on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
We have to decide it right this second. I really gotta go.
That's,
I gotta get home, I gotta change. I gotta-
yeah, we'll
I gotta
email,
eat, I gotta
we'll
get-
send an email out, and with the food options, we'll also do the date for the next meeting.
Okay.
Will you do Tuesdays, David?
I can do Tuesdays.
And a day but Friday.
We can do Wednesdays, right?
Fridays
I mean,
are
we can
sacred.
take over the select.
You can come right on in the selectmen's meeting if you want. I'll let you go.
Okay, awesome.
Right.
We are, oh, sorry.
What's that closing meeting out?
Good.
That's the end of the meeting. I can't.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion, there you go. All in favor?
All in favor?
Sorry, I tried to close the meeting out on her. I'm still getting